An actual play, 1 year in the making. And Bree is running late. A Brigade, Lasers and Feelings Hack, actual play by BrightBard Games. Things are going to get chaotic.
What? What the fuck? Hello everybody, welcome to Create and Chaos with my lovely mod team. Hello everybody, welcome on in. For those of you that don't know what Create and Chaos is is a very cute little one-sheet RPG that the lovely ResidentBard, who is my who is right there made, is really good. It looks so cute. It's a very cute little game. We made it a long time ago, and we are finally playing it. Yay! This was
we did actually play, I think, a one shot of this over on my stream, I think a year ago.
Yeah, we did play this with Ike and Leon and Midge a few years ago. But we had it on a goal thing to play with the mods, and it's taken 2 years. And we're finally doing it. And instead of playing regular Creating Chaos, we're going to be playing the Brigade version, which means that everybody is playing doodles. Everybody's playing doodles of that I have drawn in real life. And we're going to bringing them to life, and I'm playing myself. I'm both the DM and the artist today. And generally what you would do to start this game is that you would, create your character and ask what your artist's, style is to sort of get that sort of vibe of, what kind of artist you are being the doodle of. But we all know who I am and what my style is. So we're kind of running the gambit. We've kind of thrown out most of the prep work because it's me. We all know me. If you're here, I hope so. If you don't, welcome. I hope this is very fun, and I hope you enjoy what we do. But yeah, if you would like to get this game, it is over on the lovely ResidentBard's itch page, which I will be linking in the description below, so you can go and pick it up. It's really, really fun. It's like John Harper's Lasers and Feelings. Super easy. You just play with a bunch of D6. And you don't even really have to do any prep work. You just basically sit down, make your character, and then the DM rolls for what the problems are, which I have done. So, that's what we're going to be playing today. So welcome on in, everybody. I am joined with the lovely ResidentBard, John over here, there we go. The lovely Killer Haku, who is also one of my mods, and the lovely Geek Outs, who is also one of my mods. We are all very, very excited to be playing this. So let's get started. I do want people to, if you want to, introduce yourself or introduce what your character is and, kind of your, vibe. I would love people to do that first, and then we'll hop right in. So let's start with John. Who are you playing today?
I am playing a character that I think folks from the community will know and recognize. I'm playing John Blun, which is just the goblin version of John. He wears his little jeans and his little red shirt and his little flannel. The other items that I selected an old doodle that Bree did of him, where he and Gabri were sitting next to the baby Metroid from the Super Metroid series and reading the stories while it waited for Samus to come rescue it. So additionally, in my inventory, I have a blanket, a storybook, and a Metroid in a jar. I very, very obviously, the obvious choice for me was to lean into chaos on my stats, and I rolled for the tool that John Blinn would have. He has a razor, which seems profoundly dangerous.
All right, Matt, who are you playing today?
I am playing an older doodle known as the Ideal Body, aka Tib. I rolled to see what tool they would get, and they got the fill tool, and I think that fits. Tib likes to take up a lot of space. Also, their tail has a face, so their tail got a name, and their tail's name is Doug. Obviously, the style is Eldritch, and I rolled I mean, you didn't have to roll. This creature is clearly pure chaos, so their number is a 2. And I just jokingly, because this game uses d6s, you don't get bonuses really like that. So a +2 Thong of Madness and a +1 Bikini of Riz.
Plus one
If
bikini
you
of
can tell
Riz.
me how they help you in a scenario, I'll let you roll an extra d6, but it has to be like, yeah, it has to make sense. So
Yeah, no, for sure. I just thought it would be funny because they don't have any items.
just their clothes. All right, Haku, who are you playing today?
And I am playing my Goblin Sona Hackblin, which I think a lot of people know. I chose a bit of an older art piece where they're just wearing some casual clothes.
Yeah. I think this
And
is the first
as
one
far
we're
as I know, having multiple eyes does not count for having items.
Sadly not. Sadly not. But as with any game, as long as you give me a good enough reason for you to get an advantage, I will let you have an advantage. Like, why not? I'm a very generous person. But yeah, I think this might be the first doodle of Hacklin that we drew. So
It is actually one of the first.
going for the oldies. The fact that there's oldie things that I've been almost streaming for 5 years is weird. For those of you that don't know the rules of creating chaos d6 system, and you basically have 2 stats, create and chaos. You choose a number that you have to roll above and below in order to like do good at things. If you are more chaos, you have a lower number. If you are more create, you have a higher number. You have to roll above your number for chaos, and you have to roll below your number for create. So, there's not going to be a lot of creating in this stream. Everybody has chosen a low number, so they are all going to be really, really good at chaos and not solving problems at all. So it's going to be great. This is going to be super, super good. So let's set the scene a little bit. It is a normal day. It is a normal stream. Bree is getting ready to stream, and she is eating lunch really, really fast before stream because she forgot, and is messaging her mods about what the table is going to be, or what the poll is going to be, and at what time in the stream for creating more doodles. And so everybody in her computer is just getting ready to possibly be able to be continued or to be brought up or whatever. Very excited, very ready to go. But before the stream starts, like right before the stream starts, she's like finished her food, she's going to get her water, she's put on the starting soon screen. Right before the stream starts, there is a little something that feels like everything feels normal, and then there's just like an inkling in our two little goblin doodles that like there's like a pull to do something that you don't quite understand. There's just a little bit of a spark of something in your pull that you don't quite understand. What do you do?
I think John Blinn is in the middle of trying to erase the glass. Like the eraser tool that he's holding is just like the Clip Studio Paint eraser icon. Mm-hmm. It's like almost as big as he is, and he's been like ooh, on the glass of the baby Metroid's jar. And for some reason it's not erasing. So I think he's gonna like just put the eraser tool down for a second and be like, I sense chaos.
When you get a little inkling in like your mind, like it's definitely a pull. It doesn't like tell you to do anything, but it's the kind of pull that a lot of goblins get whenever something is being planned. Like, you don't have to know that something's going to happen. You just know that there's going to be a large gathering of goblins, and you're not sure what that means, but you know you have to be there. Whether to do something about it, whether to participate in it, you just know that there's, like, something going to be happening. You don't know when, you don't know how, but something's going to happen. And all of the other doodles that aren't goblins aren't really paying attention to this. Like, Tib isn't really paying attention to this. Any of the other, like, doodles of, Like, there is a bunch of goblins. Like, the amount of goblin doodles in the folders, far outweighs, far outweighs any of the other, doodles, but there's a significant amount of, like, other silly ideas that, like, you all hang out with and have brought into the fold, but, like, a lot of the other goblins around are, like, they feel it. They feel something.
I think in that, I think John Blund will just, like, walk over to the, to Tib and poke them and be like, do you feel that? Not the poke, not the poke, not the poking. Like, I know you feel the poking, but, like, do you feel the weird pull?
And like they kind of like their eyes, I guess, surround their body, kind of like all kind of squint really hard. Is there anything I can roll to see if I feel the pull?
Yeah. I think that is rolling for chaos because if it's goblin related, it's got to be chaos. So you want
So I
to
gotta
roll
roll
above your 2.
I know what I want to do.
And that's
I got a 3.
You got a 3. Okay. So it's not a huge success, so you're not like, oh yeah, obviously I feel it. But like you can definitely, if you don't feel the like mystical goblin pull, you definitely sense that all of the goblins, like, usually they're all doing their own like kind of weird things that aren't really connected, but then like something happens and they're all kind of like on the same wavelength. And you're definitely noticing that, like, the vibe in the room, whether or not it's, like, the mystical pull, you're definitely feeling that the vibe in these folders is shifted.
The vibe has shifted.
That sounds important. And then, John Blinn is going to grab the nearest folder icon and just roll it up into a little bullhorn.
Okay. All right.
And then climb up on top of Tib's head, because
Cool.
Tib is very tall and John Blinn is very short. And I think John Blinn is just going to yell, "Attention, goblins! We require a goblin tower to see what is going on up top."
Okay.
None of us can see what's happening up there. We're all too short. We need to be taller.
Yes, you all need to be taller.
Goblins
also,
stronger together.
Yes. I think if that's the case, if that's what you want to do, I want to have both Hackblin and John Blinn roll for that. I want you to roll. How many times do you think that this is a procedure? How many times do you think the goblins have successfully made a tower?
Well, the goblins
made a tower, I would say a lot of times. Successfully made a tower.
Yeah. What were you saying, Haku?
I was gonna say exactly the attempted a tower, certainly, so many times. Succeeded a tower, good question.
Okay.
Tib will go into kind of like a squat and lower their tail like a kind of like a support, and will be the base of will be the base of the, because they're the biggest. Well, they're one of the biggest doodles. They're not the biggest doodle.
No, there are some bigger bigger doodles around that will help out, depending on the roll. But I will say that you guys aren't experts in this, but you are prepared. So I will let you guys both roll 2d6.
Okay. What are we calling this? A create or a chaos?
Twice.
I'm gonna call this a create because you are creating a tower.
All right. Cool.
This is a planned action. You are building a tower with your bodies.
I rolled a 1 and a 6.
Okay. That is one success.
We call this a create?
Yeah. You have to roll.
Cool.
You have to roll under your number, I'm pretty sure.
I rolled a 1 and a 2. That's 2 successes.
Hey! 3 successes! My beautiful goblin.
Wow.
Good job!
Wow.
Okay.
I think as all of the other goblins start flooding over, John Blinn is just going to take, just produce some like sketch pencil line from his pocket and baby Bjorn the and like smoosh the little Metroid in a jar down a little bit to a smaller file size and baby Bjorn into his chest.
Cute.
Sackling is attempting their best at coordinating all of the chaos goblins running at once towards the ideal body. Tib.
Using all the tentacles to like point in directions.
You know, you also have a lot of
Exactly.
hands. I want to point that out,
Mhm.
Tib. That
And a lot of eyes.
you have a lot of eyes. You have a lot of hands. Your beak has tentacles. You've got a lot of pointing maneuvers.
We both do. Yeah, we
The
can.
original art actually has an eye on every arm, which I find adorable.
Oh my god, I forgot about the eye on every arm. But if 3 dice succeed, you get a critical success. You or the GM describe an additional effect. So your tower is so good. There has only been like a 50-50 chance that you've had a successful tower, and you are so happy that you've like achieved successful tower. What is an additional effect that this tower lets you do? Because you wanted it to be you wanted to be able to see what was happening like outside of the files. What else do you get to see?
May my additional effect just be scurrying up there and then produce my big eraser tool and just like make a little hole in the folder so I can put my head through.
Okay, all right, okay, I like it. So you have a really good view of what is happening outside of the folders. You see the desktop. And on the desktop, obviously, Brie has a lot of things open, as usual. Her stream is going without a hitch. But one thing that she did forget to do is get rid of her tab hoard. And you know, it's happened before that the amount of tabs that she has open in like she has so many programs open right now. She's got Steam open, she has Clip Studio Paint, she's got Discord, she's got her streaming software, she has her files open, and in Chrome she has like 3 like Chrome like three Chrome windows with like a bunch of tabs that she's been doing for like research and stuff, and like a bunch of like videos, and like a bunch of her friends, a bunch of her streaming friends like Twitch streams open, and you know,
A couple of tabs of K-dramas.
Yeah. She didn't clean out her computer before she started streaming, and you know that she got a new computer. You guys recently were filed over, and it's like been a nice cozy new home. But you know that this could be a problem if you let it be. But you, as a goblin, have a choice. Do you want to fix this problem, or do you want to make it worse?
No. Oh, no way. The thing about John Blinn is that he always has the best of intentions, but he doesn't always do things just the right way.
Do you tell the other goblins what you see?
Yeah, I think John Blinn would shout down the tower that that there are many tabs happening. And that if anybody missed out on the end of the season of Business Proposal, that there's still a Business Proposal tab going. So it's not active right now.
No spoilers. Comes from
No.
the bottom of the
I
tower.
won't spoil anything. He's gonna climb out onto the little folder. I'm just saying, there's a lot of tabs out there.
So did you go back down into the folder, and there's still a hole open?
Yeah, I left a hole out of the folder open, and I have climbed out onto the surface of the folder.
Okay.
Oh gee, there are a lot of goblins up at the top of that tower near that hole.
Yes, there are. There are a lot of goblins, and
There's a whole lot of...
with the thought of like watching Business Proposal, and being able to you've made a hole that allows people to get out and onto the desktop, and goblins are not evil, but when something is presented to them that they want or that they think it would be fun, like watching a business proposal or watching any of the YouTube channels that are open right now or watching other people's streams, I think they're gonna go. So you see John Blinn as you talk about this and look out at the tab horde and be like, oh, there's this tab and this tab and this tab and this tab.
Oh, and there's the Sarcastic Productions history people, and there's the...
As that is
He's
going
just
on,
gone full, like, Squirm and like, oh yeah, there's that, and 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 there's a 2-hour K-pop concert over there, and like...
As that is
This
going
one-
on, Hackblin is already so ready to just start coordinating everyone to get a way out.
Hell yeah. Can you roll me, you did really well at the tower, so I'm gonna have you roll 2 again. Could you roll 2 chaos for me?
2 chaos, that is a 1 and a 4.
Alright, that is 1 success. Okay. So you definitely get, like, you are doing very well at coordinating people, but goblins, when they get the, like, prick of, like, oh my god, there's a million options for me to choose from, I have to go everywhere. You get quite a few, to, like, orderly get through the thing, but...
Oh, orderly is not the goal. The goal is for Hackblin to reach the top and then start lifting everyone up.
Okay, so you start lifting people out, but people are not the goblins are not waiting to be lifted out. So they, like, as Jamblin's already made a hole in the folder, like, they start, like, trying to, like, get themselves out themselves. So, like, the hole is definitely widening. Ever so slowly as the goblins try to, like, get out of the folder. And they start, like, just going, hopping through tabs, opening up new tabs, and are just having a grand old time trying to figure out and find the thing that they want in all of the tabs. And the hole is slowly widening. There are, as we said earlier, a lot of goblin doodles.
I'm just imagining Hackblin lifting, like, 1 goblin per arm, plus the tentacles, and still struggling.
Yes. Yeah, like, you are managing it, but you are just 1 goblin. Even with all of your limbs, you are just 1 goblin, and there are, like, 300 goblins. And
Can it operate like the principle of, like, I forget what it's called, but, like, you know how, like, when you have like the surface tension of a water in a bowl, and then you just a little bit of it starts to leak out, but because of some kind of weird physics thing, it drains the whole bowl out. So, like, maybe once the goblins start pouring out, the, like, momentum just kind of pulls out all the goblins onto the desktop.
Now there are...
John Blinn.
Now, yeah. What do you guys do? What do you guys do at this point?
John Blinn looks at what he's wrought. I was like, oh, good. Everybody's watching. Like, everybody's watching their favorite thing.
Time.
Wait. Yeah. And the amount of tabs that you saw before is increasing, because not only are they watching things that the tabs were open before, if they're on the desktop, they can open their own new tabs and start just finding things that they are interested in.
Might I add, 5 of those tabs already belong to Hackblin.
John Blinn is gonna take the little jar of Metroid out and be like, what do we do, buddy?
Tib is already looking at, has gone down a Pinterest rabbit hole of bioluminescent animals.
Yeah. What are you guys, like, I mean, there's nothing bad happening yet. So, what are you guys looking for? On the desktop, what is the thing that you are looking for? What is your hyper focus that you are looking for?
So I want to wander over to the drawing program and see what Bree is drawing today.
Okay, let's see. What am I drawing today? Let's find out. Let's find out what I'm drawing today.
John Blinn's just walked over and is going like bloop, bloop, between all of the different tabs. He's just sitting at the very top of the Clip Studio Paint window, like picking up the different tabs like cards and then looking at them and then putting them back in the wrong place and then picking up.
Okay. We'll get to that. But what I am drawing is I'm drawing a sweet like geometric landscape. So like very soft colors and like much more like bubbly landscape than like sort of like hyper realistic and just sort of we're having a chill day. At least that's what I'm drawing right now. There might be things that that Brie adds to it later, but so far we're on the landscape portion. But as you start like looking at all of the art that is in the tabs, like you see a lot of unfinished like whips. You see some more like goblin doodles that haven't been finished and like submitted yet. You see like a lot of line art that Brie hasn't finished yet. And just some regular like she doesn't have too many art tabs open, which is good. But every time you pick one up and put one down, on stream, what everybody sees is that we skip to that one. Like, we go off from what Brie is actually drawing, and it skips to that one, and you'll just, like, faintly hear being like, what, stop, okay, pen, stop doing this, what's happening? I don't understand, and...
The calibration screen pops up.
Yeah, and then there's, it's, you know, we've all seen this sometimes on my streams, where, like, it just, the program starts, like, really, like, chugging, and it's like, she's not being able to control it. And you can vaguely hear that, but you're like really having a good time looking at all the art. And then, so Tib is looking at Pinterest, bioluminescence.
Was
Tib
will have like begun looking around, trying to see where everybody's gone, and I think maybe we'll try to see what Hacklin is looking at the current moment.
Sure. Hacklin, what are you still watching everybody's streams, or have you
There's about 5 different streams open, and there's a new account on Twitch. That account belongs to Hacklin. Hacklin is happily typing in chat. In about 5 chats that slowly but surely increased to 7.
Oh gosh. Ooh, that is a lot of chugging. So yeah, you're watching Hacklin like make an account on Twitch, and that is the fact that a new account has opened on this computer really is very not that you know this, but is very detrimental to Brie and her streaming, is because it logs her out of her own. It logs her out of her own one, because the Twitch chat and activity feed that is connected to OBS is connected to the Twitch that is active right now.
Oh, fun.
And so it stops, Bree stops being able to read chat, because it disconnects from her account. And so everybody starts hearing, like, oh, what, everybody starts hearing Bree going, like, hold on, okay, why is everything fritzing out right now? Like, my activity feed is, like, chat, can you still see me? Can people still see me? And she's, like, frantically, like, logging in on her phone, and, like, she's like, my internet's not down or anything, like, I'm not having any drop frames, nothing's crashing, what's going on? And so, people can start hearing Brie get, like, really starting to, like, be frantic about, like, her chat is gone, her activity feed is gone, her drawing program is switching between like layers really easily, and like all of her different like projects, and it's like she can't control the thing anymore, and is starting to along with everybody else start like clicking through tabs that she's realizing she's starting to realize that there is things opening that she is not controlling on her computer. What do you do?
Are we the baddies? Are we the gremlins?
I think John Blinn is going to take the little jar of Metroid and consult and be like, did we do a bad? And the Metroid is going to do what the Metroid always does, which is float up and down and glow a little bit. He's like, uh-oh. He just nods like, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Boop, back into little baby Bjorn.
Aw.
Okay, I got a plan.
Okay. So yeah, Bree is starting to like she's starting to close tabs on like she hasn't started like force closing because like she's like, what are all of these tabs? She's investigating in the current moment. So she's not like kicking people out yet, but you don't know if the other goblins have realized what's happened. And they're a little fun, but like actually, roll me something. Roll me a chaos.
Okay, that is a success.
That pull you got was definitely this, but now you're getting a different. It's not necessarily like a pull, but you're definitely. I feel like everyone, if you're kind of around each other, are kind of looking at all of the different tabs and all of the different goblins and all of the different doodles, and generally if you have a lot of fun and silly chaos in the files, it all works out because you're not like directly interfacing with the computer. But on the desktop and in the like UI, if you're realizing that like there is sort of like an energy that these goblins are having where they're like maybe having like too much fun, and you know what happens when goblins have too, like, it all starts innocently, like, we're opening up a bunch of tabs, but there gets to be, like, a threshold of, like, having too much fun, and I know that, like, it's so hard to fight against the instinct of, like, being that way, but what is something that's happened, each and every one of you, what is something that's happened when a group of goblins or these doodles have had too much fun before? What are some incidents that have happened that is starting to like flip through?
The New Year's.
That's exactly what I've been thinking. Fire.
The great Chrome crash of 2023. It took the whole computer with it. No, wait, actually no, I know what mine is. This is a deep cut. The great keyboard driver debacle of summer 2023.
That is a deep cut. Yeah, there was one time where Bree just couldn't, like, her computer just kept crashing for, her keyboard just, like, kept just not being able to work, and because the goblins just kept having so much fun with her new keyboard. It was so cute.
On every single one of the key receptors.
Yeah, just in every single one of the key receptors. It was just, like, they were having way too much fun. They were just having a little party. It was such a cute keyboard, they couldn't contain themselves, and her computer kept crashing whenever it was connected to her computer. And Matt and Haku, you said the New Year's illustration.
I got another one.
Yeah.
There was that one time where the goblins summoned a malevolent spirit, aka Danny sending in a cursed card.
Yeah, I am casting a spell on your computer. Oops, you cursed it.
Oops, it's cursed. Yep. Yeah, the goblins got so excited about the idea
Of a new home.
That, like, they just, like, went too hard. They had too much of a rager in the computer that, like, it just wouldn't work for a while, and then the new home just had to be, like, rebooted so many times, but they just couldn't stop themselves. They were too hyped. And
Okay.
what is your idea, Haku? What when you see these, with the buzzing in the air, the electricity flowing through the digital space, what do you think of?
I mean, all in all, Hackblin is loving the energy, because this is where they, as the quote-unquote goblin, totally not eldritch being, thrive.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that is fair. It is an intoxicating energy. It is a very, very intoxicating energy. Everybody, it's dawning on you that it's another one of those moments where that pull of chaos is happening. Getting so so palpable.
Tib walks over to Jonblin and grabs their eraser and lifts it up and then drops it and watches it drop and goes, "We're crossing the threshold."
John was like, wait. I have an idea.
As Jonblin says that, Hackblin just immediately comes over, all eyes focused on Jonblin because an idea is fun.
Okay. Do you think that you can use spooky eldritch telepathy to talk to all of the goblins at once? Either one of you.
I'll give it a try. And Tib raises their baby arm wings, all of their little fingers spreading, and their antenna goes straight up, and their eyes open wide, and they're like,
John Blunt is going to open his little storybook, and he's going to set the little baby Metroid down next to it, and he's going to be
and
ready.
I guess I
he's gonna
need to
begin reading
roll.
a story about the sleepiest gobbo.
Okay. All right.
To try and lull all of the goblins to sleep.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna need a series of rolls. What is Hawkblin doing in this sort of? Are you also trying to like connect with all of the goblins?
No,
or-
Hackblin is the messenger goblin, so they yell out the usual, just that the message, like, everyone listen, there's a message.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
As they are basically waving everything to get the attention over to Jonblin, because Hackblin doesn't know why Jonblin would ask them to do eldritch things.
Yeah, of course. You're a goblin. You don't do eldritch things. Because you're sort of trying to rein in the chaos, this is not going to be a chaos roll. This is going to be a create roll. Is there anything like anything that you guys are like specifically using? I know Jonblin is using their storybook. Are you using anything to like help you boost possibly the success?
I think I am using my Thong of Madness to try to invade everyone's mind.
Okay. All right. That is certainly a vibe that is different what Jonblin is going for, but I like it. So I will give you an extra dice. Can you roll 2 dice and you're doing create?
Would my super cute style give me a bonus die here as well?
Yeah, I would say that's probably the case as well. Like, if you can give me a story of when this has worked before, I'll let you add another dice.
The goblins are already used to paying attention to Hackblin, and Hackblin is already used to getting the goblins' attention by totally not manipulating them through eldritch means or anything.
There
That's
was
true.
that one time that Tib used their eldritch powers to get a mod to ask if Bree would get 2 cute chibis to kiss.
We've got 2 minutes to fuck around. Mwah! I feel like an idiot.
Wait. Hold on. Did you just like... Mwah?
Yes, I did.
That was actually Nico.
I will say in this instance then, I will say that Hacklin, instead of rolling Hacklin, I will say that you are helping. So I'll give you I'll give Matt 2 extra dice. 1 for the fact that it's been successful before and the extra help. So you'll be rolling 4 dice.
I'm rolling 2.
And you were rolling 2.
This is create or
Ooh.
chaos?
Okay, create. It's all create because you're trying to deter from chaos.
Okay.
I
all right.
rolled a 2 and a 1, so I rolled my number and under, and I got a success. So 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. 1 success. All right, that's 3 successes. Good job. Good job. You get a critical success. Congratulations, everybody. So, describe to me how what the eldritch connection feels like.
Doug rattles, like a rattlesnake's tail,
Uh-huh.
of course. And after the big deep, like Gandalf, now hear me. Champlin has something to tell you. It kind of feels like, I would say, the opposite of a brain freeze. Like, you know how, like, right between the nose it gets really cold and it hurts?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine instead of it getting really cold and hurting, it gets really warm and feels squishy. But it's not squishy. But that's the best way to describe what an eldritch invasion message would feel like.
Like a warm Jello hug. Sure.
But inside your sinus cavity.
Okay, so what it feels like when you are sick, but it's finally draining out.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that
The
instant
relief?
relief of
Yeah.
open sinuses.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. I love that. All right. So you make this connection, and all of the goblins kind of like snap out of their like reverie because it's like the like intense warm relief is so intoxicating. When they're in this moment of like connection with like Hackblin sort of like going around to like physically kind of like jostle people out of it. What story do you tell the goblins?
Once upon a time, there was a sleepy little gobbo. He'd spent his whole day running around the computer and playing with the other little gobbo doodles and watching fun things in all of Bree's tab port and meeting all of the other little doodles in her folders and the drawing like, and it goes on and on and on, like at length about like this this little gobbo activity and that little gobbo activity. And it just like I think I imagine it's like a bedtime story kind of vibes, like and the goal being to lull all of the gobbos into sleepies so that they'll stop opening new tabs.
Okay, so hearing this, the like repetitiveness, the like lovely cadence of the story of kind of going like definitely with like the warm relief kind of definitely like gets them swaying. They like can feel the like it's like in their mind, but like in terms of physicality they're definitely not opening tabs anymore, but they're not like leaving the area and like going back home. They're kind of like being all sleepy and adorable, and they're kind of like starting to like fall and kind of starting, well, they're not directly interacting with the UI. They're definitely, their like file sizes is still like making the desktop bigger than it usually is.
Step 2 of the plan. John is going to set the little book in front of him and continue reading, and then he's going to take his big old eraser, and he would like to erase the containment jar for Baby Metroid.
Okay. Before that happens, Hawklin, you are like near all of the goblins. How are you helping to like lull them to sleep? Are you like just
They're
letting
just
them
catching whomever is falling and then gently putting them down. There's a lot of hat pats going around because Hacklin's probably the best hat patting individual in existence.
Yeah, you've got 4 arms and a bunch of tentacles, so I love that. I love that.
Some like they use like their little jacket as a little blankie.
I think at that point, then maybe like Tib is going around and putting them back in the hole once they're asleep.
Okay.
I'll make a John will turn his blankie into a little bindle, a little goblin bindle. So you just got they'll turn their blanket into a little goblin bindle that you just like boop, boop.
But yeah, eventually once enough are asleep, Hacklin will grab like 4 of them and get them back in the hole the same way they got them out.
That is so cute. Okay, so tell me what happens when you are trying to finally erase the containment unit for the Metroid. What are you looking for here?
I think like John Blinn has been trying to erase containment for the Metroid for little Metroid for some time, and I imagine it's probably because there's like a story condition that has to be met in order for the the glass to break.
Mm-hmm.
And he just can't figure out how to use the eraser tool to get the job done.
Sure.
But it's also entirely possible he's just been trying to erase the glass instead of the lid the whole time. So.
Okay. Can you give me a chaos roll? Just one dice. Just see if it works.
I'm using my eraser, so does the eraser give me a bonus die? Okay. A 6 and a 5. 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. You are finally able. It's something about the fact that this doodle is like connected to you. Like it would be cruel if you could erase yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that this doodle is connected to you in the same doodle, like it's your part, it's part of you, you wouldn't be able to erase it either, because then that just would be like erasing you. But you are able to use the eraser to sort of like pop open the lid. Like you do it enough that like you get the eraser like under the ledge of the thing and are able to pop open the lid and let the Metroid out.
Yes! Okay. There's a lot of stuff in here, and I know you like to eat things. I need you to eat the tab horde, little guy. Maybe Metroid is about to get a lot bigger by feasting on Bree's tab horde.
So the baby Metroid likes to eat anything. How many goblins have you gotten back into the hole?
The baby Metroid, the Metroid likes specifically to eat energy.
Yes.
And the most readily available source of energy to Jonblin here, I think, is all of that juicy processing power.
That is true.
That the tabs are currently taking up.
That is true, but I will say there is a lot of goblins, and they are in front. Like, I just want to know how many goblins have gone away to see like how
I'm imagining
accessible the tabs are.
Because this is definitely not a crate. Because Tib is using their baby wings, to grab as many goblins as they can that are asleep and just tuck them in the hole.
Okay.
So,
without
I guess I could
they're
maybe
powerless to make another tower.
roll to see how many I get.
Yeah. Let's roll. Let's see.
Okay,
this
so
will be chaos.
Okay, it's chaos. I am rolling 1 because yeah, but maybe because I'm using all of my
Because you're using
arms.
Hacklen also have to roll because they're also packing as many goblins into.
Right. So all right. And I'm rolling over my number. So
Yeah.
That's a 6, so that's a success.
Awesome. Wonderful.
I got 2 6s.
Wow.
That's critical, right?
Yeah, that's all.
I forget how this
that's a
works.
critical success. The burst of inspiration like happens now, and you get like, because you're so much bigger than these goblins, you are able to carry like quite a lot of them, and like Hackblin is helping a lot. Like Hackblin, you kind of like get this like sort of like power up of being like, I did such a good job. No one thinks of me as Eldritch. Jonblin didn't ask me. Jonblin asked the Eldritch thing. I'm super good. I'm gonna use my Eldritch powers, but like in a goblin way, and chuck them all down back into the vial. So both of you kind of like swole up and carry a majority of the goblins. Like, while Jonblin's been like really like huffing it trying to open this Metroid jar, you've gotten like maybe not like every single one, but like there are less than 100 left for you.
All I can imagine is like extra like Hackblin tendrils like suddenly emerge and then like scooping the goblins closer.
Yes, they elongate and kind of like grab them, and like you get like very I can't think of the like. I can think of one very specific.
They ever so slightly lose their drawn form.
Yeah. You get even more eldritch. Like you get your like you lose the drawn form a little bit, and as you like grab a bunch of stuff. Good job, guys! You've saved the goblins from the Metroid, or made it so the Metroid can actually access the tab horde. Yay! Okay.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, we'll zoom out for a second. Bree is like noticing all of these tabs at this point. Is frantically like, before she's trying to like get rid of anything, she's frantically trying to relog back into Twitch, because that's like kind of the top priority, is she's live on air, and so she's trying to relog into Twitch and has noticed all of the tabs but hasn't seen what all of them are at this point. So this is like a great moment to sort of like start eating that processing power. However, Bree still does need a few tabs to operate this stream.
Yes.
And the Metroid doesn't really, like, stop. So, the Metroid will eat all of the tabs. Can you, as a collective, make it so that the Metroid doesn't eat all of the tabs?
Hackblin has an eraser, and Hackblin is not
The
afraid
most
to use
goblin
it.
solution is to throw out an acute illustration of a Chibi Chozo bioweapon to solve their problem. The
Could I
most
use the
goblin
fill tool
solution.
to start like creating walls to block off the Metroid?
Ooh, I like that. Okay. Alright.
Yeah, Hackblin is just trying to make the Metroid thing now smaller that it's grown with, like, the eraser.
Okay. Alright.
Every time it grows a new tooth, you're just like,
No! Stay
no,
small!
stay baby!
Yeah.
Dunlin, like, is here holding the open lid and the empty jar, like, yes. Oh, wait. It's gonna have to go back in here.
Okay. I'm
gonna run around after it as Hackwood attempts to keep it small. I think John Blynn's just like chasing after it from like tab to tab, browser window to browser window, like waiting to just go like thump with it again.
And I
Awesome.
did say create walls, so that's a create roll for sure.
That is a create roll for sure. Yeah, so you're trying, so, I will say this is, again, it is this is all going to be a create roll because it is the opposite of, you're trying to mitigate the chaos. So as the Metroid kind of, like, flies around, starts, like, slurping up tabs, the ones that you need to save are the OBS tab, the Twitch tab, and her drawing tab. There's only 3 you need to save for sure, but those are all very important ones to allow for everything to kind of, like, be good. So, I'm gonna have you all roll creates. So, Matt, you're rolling, just like your 1 regular, and then for Phil, 2. John Blinn is, also gonna be rolling 2 because it's 1 plus the container.
The jar.
The jar. And then I think Hackblin is also going to be rolling 2 because it's 1 plus your eraser.
The eraser.
So 1 and a 4.
Okay.
But I got 1 success.
I have got a 5 and a 2. 2 meets it. Also is the number.
Yes.
Is that a success?
That is a success. That is
Yay.
You get a burst of inspiration. We will get back to that.
I've rolled a 4 and a 5, which is 0 successes.
Okay. You did cause this problem. So...
I imagine Jomlin just running after it and just, like, putting the jar down every now and again, unsuccessfully, not on top of the Metroid.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
Also
trying to
enjoying how beautiful it is to see the Metroid just going and destroying.
John Blinn at one point just sets it down and sits on top of the jar and watches him. He's like, he's free. Look at him go.
I love it. Okay.
Meanwhile, we're like chasing behind it.
Okay, so
like,
you
no.
got... Yeah, you got 1 success, Matt. How many successes do you get? You got a burst of inspiration, and what else, Haku?
So it's like 2 successes.
Okay, so you guys did get 3 successes. Hooray! And Haku got a burst of
No,
inspiration.
we got 2 successes total, because my first roll was a fail.
Oh, sorry. You got 2 successes and a burst of inspiration. I misunderstood. I thought you were saying that you had 2 successes, Haku, and I was like, what?
No.
So, you
5
succeed
is definitely a failure.
without a hit. Good job. But you also get a burst of inspiration. So you get a bit of a, it says here that you get a special insight into what's going on. Ask the GM a question, and they'll answer you honestly.
I guess how I'm going to do this is, like, after, like, capturing it and basically, like, holding it, like, within their hair tentacles, like, completely, like, having it, like, engulfed, they just kind of look up at Bree, like, how's Bree doing? Bree suddenly feels very watched, but the watching eyes are concerned.
When you walk around
also-
the corner and your cat's just like...
I think in that moment, so you successfully get the Metroid, you save the 3 tabs that you needed to save, and Brie is finally logged back into Twitch. But before, at that moment, she's like, doesn't have a bunch, like, all of the tabs are gone, and she's very surprised by this, a little annoyed, because she did have things on, like, her regular tabs that she did kind of still want to have open for her later, but at least the things are getting back on track. But she sees on the desktop, finally, because all of the tabs are gone, she can finally see her desktop. She sees on the desktop a little, like, the little Hackblin file that you all see just on the desktop. And she gets such a feeling of, like, with you asking how she is this, like, a feeling that you're trying to impart to her, or I'll ask this to you. Is this a feeling you're trying to impart, or are you, like, trying to break the fourth wall and, like, actually ask her a question?
I'd say try and break the fourth wall and actually ask the question.
Okay.
Clippy, but it's fucking Hackblin, like...
Yeah. So, she sees Hackblin, on her, like, the little file on her desktop, and it, like, opens into, like, the picture, app, basically, and she sees Hackblin, like, all of the eyes blink at her, and just smile at her, and just ask her if she's doing okay. And she should be terrified. 'Cause that shouldn't happen. But, it is such a... 1 second. Someone is ringing our doorbell 1,000,000 times. Hello. Sorry about that. It was Daniel, because, Dandy got
Welcome
out.
back.
I thought I heard Daniel's voice, and I was like, wait a minute. Oh, did he need you to just open the door
he
because
needed me
you
to
had
open the
arms
front door.
full of cat?
The boy hath escaped.
We'll fix it in post.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, where was I? So, Hackblin comes up.
Fourth
on
wall
screen.
breaking and totally not scaring the living hell out of Brie.
Yeah, so Hackblin pops up, and Bree should be terrified, because this is wild. Things don't necessarily talk, her doodles don't talk to her. And she's a little worried that, she's going a little crazy. But it is very sweet. Instead of having a scary thing happen, if this is a hallucination, it is very, very sweet, because the doodle asks if she's okay and how she's doing. And cognizant... yeah, just the Animal Crossing, like...
yeah. Yeah.
She, cognizant of the fact that she is live on stream still, she, and doesn't want to worry people thinking that she's having a psychotic episode, because she thinks that, she doesn't verbally respond, but she smiles back at Hackblin and just gives them a thumbs up. And makes it seem, because she's a staunch professional, I'm professional, that she's giving a thumbs up to stream, because everything has been figured out. Yay!
I think Tib walks over to Hackblin and is like, I think we need to go. And then looks up and is like, what's up? And then just it's like a slowly escort Hackblin. Like if we were looking at the computer monitor, you know how like the desktop looks like it keeps going, but our cursor can't go?
Yeah.
They would kind of just walk ever so slowly.
I have an idea about how to do this, and I think John Blum was like, well, I couldn't catch it and put the thing over it, but maybe if I bounce it off, I can get like a bang. Maybe I can just like throw it, to catch the little Metroid. And I think what happens is probably because he's a goblin, he's like, oh, I'm just gonna throw it, not realizing that it's still like tied to him in the baby Bjorn. He just takes it and goes and throws it at the Metroid, and then is along with it.
Young.
And seeing all of this, Bree closes the photo tab.
We're like, I'm not ready for this today.
It's like these two doodles checking in a very sweet way, and then as she clicks the X, it's just like the like screenshot of John Blinn like pulled along by the jar.
She closes the photo tab, and decides that it's maybe a good time to sort of like recenter herself, so she's gonna go to break. She's gonna go to break and kind of like recenter herself and like get a snack, because I think she thinks that she might like be like low on blood sugar or something. And she's gonna
Raining
go to
chanclas in chat.
Yeah, I'll just
Real life Jonathan texting Bree going, "When was the last time you ate today?"
John's getting messages in mod chat, or not mod chat, DMs like, "Hey, is Bree okay? Is Daniel nearby?
I don't know.
Are
I'm gonna
you
go drop
nearby?"
off some moose cake. Like,
There's a whole text thread.
and we go to break, leaving the ability for all of the goblins to get safely transferred back into the files, and for everybody to go back to where they were and have a nice big old nap. There is one thing that we need to fix though.
They use the fill tool to fix the hole. The folder will look like a normal folder, except there's an odd shaped circle of a different color in the center of it.
What color? What color do you think it would be?
I think because Hackblin, if we're using that one that was submitted, that Hackblin purple.
All right, Hackblin purple. I love it. Just a circle of Hackblin purple in the middle of this file to plug up the hole. And what do you guys do?
Little Matroid still, like, caught in the hair. Completely held onto.
Yes, good. What do you guys do when you get back into the files? All of the goblins are sleeping at this point. What do you guys do?
Metroid should probably go back
John Blinn, if you're looking at Hackblin is now took off the Matroid, and they're looking at the Matroid. They may or may not consider biting into it.
John Blinn, I think, is just gonna like, like, Hackblin's holding it like this, and they're just gonna kind of come in and go like.
I think Tib is going to like be like that was a full day, and then they kind of are gonna go back over to like air quotes their file, which is like their home, and then go right back into position.
I think John Blinn is going to go find the Gobri counterpart in his doodle, who is missing her storybook and her Metroid and her blanket and the John Blinn.
I will say she was not a part of this. She was going and doing something else with one of the Bright One doodles, and is coming back to being like, "What the fuck just happened?"
John Blinn is just gonna hand her the storybook and be like, "Every time I try to write something down, I get distracted and make a bunch of doodles instead." And then is going to be like, "Okay, so I have the best story for you to add to the bedtime storybook."
What did you do this time?
I let the baby Metroid out and let it eat Breeze tabs. But only after I let all of the goblins out, and they made lots of tabs.
She just looks up at the purple circle in the sky. I should never leave you alone.
I made a big tower.
She goes and makes some food for Hackblin, because she sees that Hackblin's drooling, and it's like, it's not food, it's like she just draws like basically like
a shiny object.
Yeah, just a shiny object. It's just like shiny jello for Hackblin to eat, and she just sets out the blanket like a picnic blanket, and she listens to what Hackblin and John Blinn have to tell her about their crazy adventure, and how they thwarted the possible Gigglepocalypse.
How they caused and thwarted
thwarted the possible giggle apocalypse of the tab horde.
Excellent. Bravo, bravo, my fellow doodles.
Good job, everybody.
As a side note, I do think the Meteorite jellies look edible.
Yes, it looks like when like someone makes one of those like really pretty like jellos and they like they syringe like flowers into them. It like makes me think of that.
They're just like so shiny and jelly.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for playing with me, guys. This was so fun.
Thank you for running the game.
Yeah, of course. It went faster than I expected it to, mainly just because, like, usually for these things, it, like, is like, oh, well, you're gonna have to, like, come up with a gremlin, but I'm like, I rolled on the table, it was like, John Blinn wants to enhance the tab horde, and I was like, so.
And enhance the tab horde I did. Bree did not tell me that beforehand. I was just like, ooh, tabs. Look, a bunch of goblins who represent the collective notion of hyperfixation. Go, be free.
Yep. But, like, yeah, thank you all so much for playing. This was super, super fun. I had a blast. This was so good. I, once again, don't have any, like, things to talk about other than just thank you so much for everybody who watched this. If you would like to subscribe to me on YouTube, that would be super great. I have been posting a bunch of my backlogs on YouTube to going and, like, so you can go and, like, see all of my VODs. I've been posting a lot of the shorts there. I've been trying to post more other content as well, like my BG3 streams, if you want to go and if you want to follow me here. You can also follow me on Ko-fi, which is the best place to do so. You can also find all of these other lovely people on Ko-fi as well if you want to support them, because I could not stream without them, and this community would not be the same without my lovely mods. So please say a huge thank you to John and Matt and Haku for being here and being my lovely mods and keeping this channel safe. I really, really appreciate it, all y'all. And yeah, until the next time, hopefully the next thing we're going to be filming is Marketplace Mayhem. So until then, we will see you on the interwebs. Bye, everybody.